Okay, you're gonna have to take one because this is not you. You look great, and I'm like, here, take it with hers. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me about public relations and, well, public relations professionals. So
Happy to do it.
So, technology is changing so rapidly and consumer behavior is changing. And so we figured what better time to sort of turn the tables and instead of pitching you, interview you to get your insights on what we as PR professionals can do to better support your guys' needs.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're asking.
Oh.
Seriously, no, this is good. This is good for us. We're happy.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So you have a award-winning radio show on KFBK. How long have you been doing that?
Well, the show itself, it's been over 25 years.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
a little while. Yeah.
So you've had your share of pitches, I take it.
Indeed, yeah, I have.
Oh,
over the
right.
years, yeah.
Well, we've picked the right person then. So as a pushy PR person,
Yeah.
I'm going to get right to the questions.
Do it.
Okay, so what's the best way to get a pitch to you?
Email.
Email.
Yeah, without a doubt, email. It's very difficult when people call because I'm really busy when I'm here and I don't always have time to write things down. Plus, a lot of what I do in the show has to be funneled to other people, and so an
Easier
email,
to...
I could just send it out. So
Okay.
definitely email. Yeah.
Excellent. And then how often should PR people follow up with you?
I say at least twice.
Okay.
I do. And you're not bugging me because there are times when I've actually wanted to do something and I kind of put it in the file where, okay, I'm going to draw on this at a later date, and then I forget, it gets down to the bottom, and then I'll think, oh, I forgot to do that event or whatever.
And had they just
if
followed
they had
up?
just followed up with me, I would have remembered. So, you know what? Just send it. I mean, if we can't use it, we'll just delete it anyway. So just be on the safe side. And follow up at least twice.
Okay, and so you get an email pitch.
Yeah.
Follow up via phone, email, what sort of the...
I think email.
So again, email.
Yeah. I mean, if it's urgent or something, a phone call, like, hey, we have this person here and they're only here today or something. But yeah, I would email.
Okay.
I'll see it.
So what's the best or most creative pitch you've ever received?
Well, they've changed through the years. Everything used to be delivered.
Right.
And it would probably involve food of some kind. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
We've got things that, have had confetti, and but people don't do packages so much anymore.
Are they as easily received, or do they sort of get stopped at the front gates, if you will?
We get them. We get them. And I know over Christmas there was a PR firm that sent a basket with some really creative, fun things in it. And I still remember it, and I made it a point to remember the name of the PR firm because of it.
Nice.
So, sometimes.
And was that more of a thank you gift or a pitch for something or other?
It was just, hey, we're here, and we
Okay.
may be sending you things, but it's Christmas. Here's a basket of goodies for you, and just think of us in 2018,
Relationship building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, good. What about sort of the worst or strangest pitch?
We've gotten a lot of those. I mean, some of them are maybe just really inappropriate for what we do. I don't know. I can't think of something specific right now, but it could be like a psychic take on the president's hairstyle or something.
So is that just more PR professionals who haven't sort of know exactly what you cover, how you cover it?
Like they know that, they wouldn't know that's not a good fit for us.
Right.
So it's kind of that, more like that, yeah.
Okay. And then what is probably your biggest pet peeve about PR people?
Is offering what you can't deliver. And this has happened. This happened like, I think 3 weeks ago. It was a national PR firm, but it was a commentator on some action from the White House. I can't remember what it was. And I thought, oh, good, yeah, this would be great. So, I write back and, like this guy today, and he thought, well, I don't think he's available today. I think he's traveling, maybe tomorrow. And I'm like, well, I don't know if it'll have quite the legs tomorrow. So he checks and gets back to me. Well, can we do it next week? And I'm like, no, this story is not going to be pertinent.
Everybody's been covered it at that time. And
well, yeah, and you know the news cycle these days. I mean, that's so last week. So I ended up doing nothing, and I just thought, and it's happened in the past where people will offer someone, and then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, they're not available today, and I'm like, well, why did you just send me the press release? So
oh my God, so making sure.
just make sure if you're gonna say, hey, we have someone for you, that someone is ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was going to ask is, what should PR people always do? I guess make sure when you pitch it, you can deliver.
You can deliver. That's the most important.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many pitches do you receive each day, approximately?
So many. Let me think. Well, they come in every hour, but we get national too, you know, so 30 maybe, I don't know.
Okay, but I mean, you're having
30,
to
40.
sift through
Yeah.
a boatload of pitches.
You know what I spend most of my time doing in the morning? Delete, 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 delete. Seriously, that's what I do. I'm like just going down, deleting emails. That's what it
Oh my
it
goodness.
is. Yeah.
I remember when I was in my super early 20s, I was dealing with a reporter for the first time because I had dealt sort of in a industry specific. So
Right.
this was my first time. It was a San Jose reporter at the Mercury News.
Yeah.
And I was following up, and I didn't know. I'm like, I'm just following up on that press release I sent you. And he told me he put it in the round file.
Oh.
And I was still so young and naive, I didn't know what the round file was. So, what is the best day or time to pitch you personally?
Well, probably not during my show, and that my show's 4 to 7.
Right?
But actually, it's kind of hard the whole time. I'm really doing interviews and editing before that. So between 1 and 7, it's a little difficult. That doesn't mean I won't look at it, but morning I think is usually best. And this is crazy, but sometimes I'll do my email like at midnight because I know I write people and they're like, wow, you're up late. But it's quiet and I can focus on what I'm doing. So I'd say, morning or late afternoon, early evening.
So your show's just a few hours.
Yeah.
How many hours do you as a anchor preparing, vetting, how many hours?
Just
are you?
Always. I mean,
Kind
it
of
used to
ongoing.
Be, yeah. I mean, it used to be you had your time you spend at work, but because we are mobile devices, I'm always looking, well, what do I have? And I'm thinking about it at, night, or I'll be out at dinner and I'll go, oh yeah, I'll deal with that when I get home. I mean, it's all the time now.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your preferred format to receive information? So I know you said email.
Right.
But what about, for instance, video is such a powerful platform today. So do you, lots of pictures? What if somebody includes video in their news release? Is that a preference now?
For me, and this, I'm just speaking for me, and it might be different for different formats and so forth, but I like just a straightforward, what do you have? If you want to include one picture, that's fine, but if I don't use it, it's just kind of taking up space.
Right.
And the attachments, there are people that I have had a press release, it's like, please mention our event, and it's just an attachment, and it's like, I don't have time to open all these attachments. At least give me a hint what it is,
How about the who, what, when, where, why in the body of the email?
Yeah, just tell me that, and then I'll see if I want to open it. We post a lot of things on the web, which we might get to in a bit here in our conversation. So that stuff is sometimes necessary if we do it. But unless it's super compelling, I don't need to see it right away. If I follow up and I say, hey, can you send me some pictures of this to post on the web or video? Unless it's like, hey, you've got to see this before you make a decision, that's fine. But I really just like to know, like you said, the 5 W's: when, where, why, what. And but when is so important. The date. I want to know the date because we do everything by date. Is this tomorrow?
Timely.
Is this next week? Is this in 2 months? I mean, when is this? So that's probably the most important thing.
Okay. So putting content in the email is good. So
Yeah.
you can just copy, paste, post, do the things you need to do with it.
Yeah, and not a lot, but enough to give us the information. I mean, if you want to include attachment after we've said, yeah, let's do this, and oh, here's our flyer, or here's a bio, or here, that kind of thing, here's this person's picture, that's all great. But in the pitch stage, I just need to know the basics.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your process for vetting pitches?
It's, well, I have to get everything past my news director, and I think some people forget that. Even people that I know, who I love in the PR industry, like, Kitty, can you do this? And I'm like, well, I would love to
try.
but yeah, I don't know if this is going to pass through, right? I mean, I have to answer to people for things I put on the air. So it has to be pertinent. It has to be something that the community is interested in, or it just has to be something like you have to do it because it's just so crazy or so fascinating. There just has to be a good reason why it should make the air.
Right.
And always if there's a news component, that's usually really helpful.
Important.
Yeah.
So, talking about PR professionals and those you know and love.
Yeah.
How has the dynamics of your relationship with PR people changed? I know that, even for us, we would work with one, let's say, reporter or editor somewhere, and they've been there for a long time, and often there's a lot of change on both sides of the table. So how is that changing the relationship?
I think a lot of the people that I work with are people who have been in this business for a while, at least locally. And there's people that I work with nationally, and that seems to change a bit more. But locally, there are a lot of firms that have remained pretty stable, and I think I've had a long and continuing relationship with a lot of those people. And so that, in that respect, it hasn't changed that much. Nationally, it has changed because there's just so much more now. There's so much more news being generated, so many organizations, so many people representing those organizations. So it's a lot more on the national scene.
And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you get a phenomenal pitch versus sort of that great relationship, which one wins out?
Yeah, well, I think the phenomenal pitch has to trump the personal relationship, but I'll always give them the consideration.
Absolutely.
But, I have to be true to the product, so.
Okay. So, from a PR perspective,
Yeah.
what has been some of the biggest challenges in the radio industry? So just
You mean like working
just
with
sort of, reduce staffs, fake news, podcasts, how it's just the relationship has sort of changed what we do from a PR perspective
Okay.
and the industry as a whole.
Yeah. Well, social media has had a huge impact, obviously. And I'll tell you the good thing, and I think this should make PR people happy, is in commercial radio, our interviews are like 2 minutes that we air. But now, because of social media, I can interview somebody for 5, 7 minutes, if it's, a fantastic interview, even 10. And I can put the whole thing online, and I can put their pictures, and I can link their website and add a video or whatever it is we do. And people can listen to it like a podcast.
Right.
And I can send people over, and then PR firms, I'll send it to them. They can share it,
Right.
in all their platforms. And so that's been really helpful. I mean, that's, I think, a wonderful addition to the whole area of broadcasting. It used to be, it ran for 2 minutes. It was so ephemeral. It's like, oh, I didn't get to hear it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh,
Can you
well.
ship me the tape?
Yeah, somebody will have to go. When did that run? But now it's like, oh yeah, it's on the website. You can listen to the whole thing. So I think that's been really helpful.
Okay, excellent. So we talked a little bit about how social media is, how you guys are utilizing it to leverage content and that sort of thing. What has been sort of the negative or positive impact? I mean, positive in that you can leverage the content. What's been the negative side of it?
Oh, well, the negative side of it would be, I guess, a misinformation. When you rely on social media for news, you really have to take it with a grain of salt. It depends, of course, on the source. But even so, I mean, sometimes we will wait for validation. I mean, we'll say, oh, so-and-so's tweeting this, or, they've got this. But sometimes you just have to wait and get the official word. Well, what does the police department say? Or, what does the CHP say? Or what does, the assemblyman say? This kind of thing. So you do have to be careful. But I am amazed how much we get off of social media now. What was that, like 2011, I think, when the Osama bin Laden raid happened, and that guy, and of course nobody knew about it, no reporters, top secret, and here's this random guy, there's a helicopter over my neighborhood, I just want to swat it. He was writing all these kind of silly tweets. Turned out he was inadvertently tweeting about the raid of Osama bin Laden.
Oh.
And I think that's when I realized, and probably a lot of other people, oh my gosh, like Twitter, we were thinking, oh, Twitter,
Right.
Twitter is a source, can be a source, you've got eyes and ears on the ground all over the world.
Real time.
Right? And so I think that's when we realized the potential for it, but I think we just have to be careful how we use it.
Right.
And who's tweeting what, and is this vetted, and is this accurate, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's all moving pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
So what platforms do you use the most as a reporter to get information?
Oh, to get information.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Twitter. For some reason, that seems to be a little more serious. There's Facebook maybe, but Facebook for me is just more sharing. I don't go to get information, but usually if I want to see what the latest people are saying about something, I usually go to Twitter. Yeah. Instagram, that's more sharing to me too, more fun and social. I think Twitter.
Yeah, for news. Okay.
Yeah, for news, yeah.
What's one piece of advice that you would share with PR professionals?
That I would share with PR. I think know who you're pitching, and not just the names, although that's helpful. We get pitches from people. I'm serious. That have not worked here for like 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Hey Nick, did you see blah blah blah? And I'm like, okay, this is generated by some machine that doesn't even know, right? Or your viewers, tell your viewers, and I'm like, oh, we're radio, it's okay. There's that kind of thing. But know in terms of what's appropriate for us and what's appropriate for the different stations that you might be pitching. It's just that little extra personal touch which is really helpful, I think, and probably will be an aid to the success in getting the pitch looked at and maybe followed up on.
Yeah, knowing who you're pitching would be a great start.
And what they do, and what, we don't play music.
If they're still there.
If they're still there. Just some basics, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now, just to get to know you a little more personally.
Oh, all right.
A few this or that questions for you.
Okay.
Mountain or beach?
That's a hard one for me.
Now you mentioned you just got back
I just
from
got
the
back
beach.
from the beach, but
well, actually,
I'm
no,
not
Santa Cruz area.
That's
That was
not
beach and mountain.
Right. I don't know.
Okay.
Both. Like too hard.
Okay, I think this one you'll get.
Okay.
Cats or dogs?
Oh, cats.
Okay. Do you have a cat named Maui?
Yes.
Oh yeah, gotta love social media.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
he looks like sand. My husband named him.
Aw, that's sweet. So, bullet points or paragraphs?
I think paragraphs.
Text or a phone call?
Text.
Okay, that's so funny. I know.
That's sad.
Don't
call. You're calling me? Why aren't you just texting me? You actually. You want me to talk to you?
I know.
What's
I think
wrong with us?
We've all converted.
Oh, I know.
So, tea or coffee?
Decaf coffee.
Surf or turf?
Surf.
Morning bird or night owl?
Oh, night owl.
Hence your midnight
Without a
emails.
doubt. Yeah, right.
Okay, and then probably the most important question of all is whiskey, wine, or water?
Oh. For me, it's water.
Excellent.
Thank
you
you got it
so
ready.
much.
Debbie, it's my pleasure. Thank you.